Hey friends, we're here in Manatee season on a Crystal River, and we are so excited to be partnering with Get Up and Go Kayaking specifically to go and check out the manatees. So come along with us today as we go on this incredible adventure to go manatee hunting. Today we're here in Crystal River, Florida to go kayaking with manatees. This area is famous for its crystal waters, abundant wildlife, and of course, the gentle giants themselves. We're so excited to be partnering with Get Up and Go Kayaking to take us along on this incredible adventure. They're known for their crystal clear kayak tours, and we can't wait to share this unique experience with you. The Crystal River Tour launches from Kings Bay, which is about an hour and a half north of Tampa. From there, we will navigate the bay to the entrance of Three Sisters Spring, which is a popular manatee gathering spot. For this trip, we had the pleasure of being guided by Ryan C., who not only made everything super easy and fun, but also shared fascinating insights about the manatees, the springs, and the diverse wildlife we encountered. Our journey began at Kings Bay Park, where the tours launch. We had a full group of 10 paddlers on our trip, which is the maximum amount they have for a tour. The clear kayaks are all double kayaks, so in total we had 5 boats along with our tour.
It might be a little slippery right here, so just be careful.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Before starting out, Ryan shared some quick beginner paddling tips, and then we were off on our journey. Kings Bay is fed by over 70 freshwater springs, making it the largest natural refuge for manatees during the winter months. From November to March, this is the best place to kayak if you want to see these gentle giants up close. As we paddle along, Ryan pointed out some amazing wildlife like white and brown pelicans, cormorants, and turkey vultures on Bird Island. Look at all the pelicans. Are those pelicans? They look like pelicans. That's cool.
So this island over here is called Bird Island. Throughout the day, there'll be different birds hanging out here, which is kind of cool. On the front here, you'll see a bunch of pelicans. Here in this part of Florida, we have the white pelican and the brown pelican. So you'll see 2 different kinds. Throughout the day, we'll get cormorants and turkey vultures hanging out here as well. Later in the day, as it warms up, there'll be some turtles hanging out here as well. We have freshwater turtles, so not the ginormous sea turtles in Hawaii, but smaller freshwater turtles. You can probably see the bottom right now too. It's only maybe like 2-3 feet deep, less than 1 meter deep right here.
We were surprised by how shallow the water was in the bay. Most of the water in the bay area is shallow enough that you could easily stand up in it. And some spots that we passed through were only about 1 foot deep since we were there during low tide. Next, we passed by Pete's Pier Marina, where most of the boating tours launch.
So we're gonna see some funny names here on the left. My favorite kind of punny name is severance pay here. So sometimes if you get let off from your job, you get a severance paycheck. Hypothetically, they took that and bought this boat here in Kings Bay. I like to joke that I think the boat repairs were too high and they had to go back to work because we never see them anymore.
Oh, really?
But yeah, severance pay right here. We have Idalia here, maybe named after the hurricane. And then these last 2 boats on the left are actually like Airbnb houseboats.
Oh.
So they don't go out, they just stay there.
Kings Bay is made up of brackish water, which is a mix of fresh water and salt water from the Gulf. This creates a habitat for both freshwater and saltwater fish and even some dolphins.
As we go under the bridge here, you'll be able to feel the currents for the first time. So the springs are pumping out so much water that there's actually a current working against us. So as we go under here, usually you can feel it for the first time. There's a little turtle right there.
Turtle.
You see its little head poking out?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just went under.
As we approached the springs, the waters became clearer and clearer, and this is where the tour starts to really get exciting. Is that manatees over there?
Hey, yeah, there's a mating herd back there.
First, we paddled by Magnolia Spring, which was roped off as a protected manatee sanctuary.
Here in Crystal River, we have designated areas that are protected for the manatees called manatee sanctuaries. And that's to give the manatees a break from their Instagram career in the wintertime. I think there's a mating herd back there too in the back right corner. Female manatee usually won't open herself up until there's multiple male manatees trying to get the best like genetics. So what happens is you'll get like 5 or 6 male manatees all chasing a female manatee around. And they make kind of a breeding ball where they're kind of rolling around up out of the water and stuff. Wow. It's kind of cool because you'll get to see more of the manatee than you normally get to see. Usually if you're in water like this, you'll just see that nose coming up. But when they're doing that, you'll see tails coming up out of the water and kind of more of the face or the front. Behind me here is Three Sisters, the park. So you can visit the park from land. If you visit from land, you only have access to the stuff on land. But the springs are closed off like this, so you can see into the springs better if you visit the park from the other side. But we're gonna see stuff from the water here, and we'll get a closer encounter with the manatees than if you visited the park there. When it's cold like this, if the manatees are moving around, they're gonna move from spring to spring, working their way out until it warms up, and then they get out to the bay out there. So they need this water to stay alive. So they might just go from Three Sisters to this spring, and then they'll warm up again, and then they'll go to the next spring, and then they'll warm up again, and then they'll go all the way out. Y'all see it right there?
Oh, we're going right over it.
So there's one here in front of me. There's 2 hanging out right here. There's a baby right here as well. There. So the baby's gonna come up to their kayak here. The babies can be pretty curious. They'll come up and kind of play with you sometimes. And then it's probably gonna come to the back of your kayak and kind of push you around with their nose. But there's quite a few in here. There's some coming this way too. So there's another one coming right towards our group here.
Oh my gosh.
So they're gonna go kind of right through our group. Again, some of them will kind of play with you. So if you're just nice and still, again, keep the paddles up out of the water. And this one seems pretty interested in me here. Manatees have rather poor vision. They're very sensitive to vibrations. So my theory is that they like kind of the brighter things in the kayak, or your bright colored life jackets in the back of your kayak. Yeah. So a lot of them will come up to that back part because the life jacket's there, or they'll come up to my kayak or my paddle because it's like brightly colored. So we'll start to see them here when we round this corner. This is kind of the manatee highway here. So we should see quite a few.
Just beyond that, we saw even more and more manatees. And before we knew it, we were surrounded by them.
The manatees come here in the winter time. They're like snowbirds, essentially. Manatees, they look really big and fat, but they're only 3 to 4% body fat. So almost no fat at all, which is why they need the warm water to survive. For us, it's like a campfire. When it's cold outside, we huddle around the campfire to stay warm. Same thing for the manatees on the springs. They're gonna huddle around the springs to stay warm.
Oh my gosh.
This one's about to come up right here too. That'll be a good shot. Here it comes.
Oh, look. Oh,
Yeah.
there's a little baby right here. Oh, there's a little baby. There's a baby. That is so cute.
The tails kind of look like, mermaid tails or something. The early explorers thought that the manatees were the mermaids that people were talking about, and they said they're uglier and bigger than they expected. You can imagine, you're looking for a siren or a mermaid, think of like Little Mermaid, and then you see a manatee in the water, not quite the same thing there.
Manatees are federally protected, so it's important to not touch or make any sudden movements while paddling. But here's the fun part. They can come up and interact with you, which makes for some interesting interactions with snorkelers. Seeing them swim underneath our clear kayaks and even nudge their noses against the bottoms were just incredible experiences.
Oh my god.
We spent about 25 minutes near the entrance of Three Sisters Spring, just soaking in the beauty of the manatees up close. The clear kayaks are just perfect for this and gives you a unique view of the manatees gliding below you.
Here's a baby right here.
Oh, that baby is so precious. Oh, they're so cute.
These people with the vests on are the manatee protectors is what we like to call them. So we get all kinds of crazy people out here. People are trying to ride them like horses, swim underneath them, pet them, all of that bad stuff. So they're out here to make sure that everyone's following the rules and protecting the manatees. You just said the count this morning for in the springs was about 650. So in the springs in there, best time to visit is gonna be early in the morning when it's super cold. Again, you can only see it from outside. You can't get in the water, but you can see like that many manatees all on top of each other.
In the summer months when the manatees leave the springs, the kayak tours can explore the entirety of Three Sisters Spring, and you're even allowed to swim or snorkel there. But in the winter, the area is closed to protect the manatees, so we stayed at the entrance. The tour lasts about 2 hours, and it's perfect for all ages and experience levels. With the maximum of 10 paddlers, the small group size made it easy to hear Ryan's tips and fun facts along the way. When we finished the tour, we received a unique sticker as part of Get Up and Go Kayaking's loyalty reward program. If you collect enough, you can redeem them for cool perks like a free t-shirt or even more tours. If you have extra time after your kayaking tour, we highly recommend visiting Three Sisters Spring Park. This incredible spot offers a completely different perspective of the springs and the manatees. During manatee season, it does cost $20 per person to enter the park, but inside there are several platforms and boardwalks that wrap around the spring and gives you multiple vantage points to see the manatees. On the day that we visited, there were hundreds of manatees gathered in the springs, and it was absolutely breathtaking to see so many of them in one place. Whether you're a seasoned kayaker or a complete beginner, this tour is a must-do if you're visiting Crystal River. We'll leave a link to book your tour with Get Up and Go Kayaking in the description below. This is our affiliate link, so using this link helps support our channel at no additional cost to you. Get Up and Go Kayaking has a ton of tours to pick from all throughout Florida and even some in Texas, Tennessee, and North Carolina. The clear kayaks are such a fun experience. We have done 3 amazing tours with them, and so far, every tour guide that we've had has been fantastic, and we learn something new every time. If you found any of this information helpful, I would love it if you would hit that like button and subscribe if you would like to find more fun things to do like this in Florida and beyond. I release a new video every week, and the best way to be able to see them is by subscribing. Also, I want to give a huge shout out to my channel members. You help support what we do here, and I couldn't be more thankful. If you would like to help support our channel and get exclusive emotes and early access to our videos and more, I'll leave a link in the description below. If you would like to see another incredible Get Up and Go kayaking tour that we did recently, you want to check out Rock Springs Run that just popped up on the screen. This tour takes you through the incredible Emerald Cut in Central Florida, and you won't want to miss it. Until next time.